My name is actually Header. According to him, that's what he calls me. That's what Gary calls me back there. So, and this box just isn't big enough for both of us. So we are here from MyPropFolio, a software program that we developed. So just a bit, whoa, this is really quick. Whew. Okay, well, I don't know how to make it go back, so. Yeah. I can go forward, just not back. Oh, there we go. Okay. So a little bit of background. How many of you realize that documentation after Darcy is very important in your real estate investing? Yeah. So a little bit of background. I had a horrible, horrible job in banking, IT. I traveled all around the world responsible for their documentation and hated it. And my husband has a very similar background of IT, electronic engineering, traveling all over the world. And we decided there was something better out there. So we decided real estate is the way to wealth. And as I know all of you out here, that's why you're here. You want a better life. You want to accelerate that better life. So we started investing in real estate. My husband moved here from Ireland about 4 years ago, never owned a single property before, never bought anything in Ireland, never bought anything here. We now have bought over 120 properties now, I believe, in the past 4 years. So and if anybody, you know, if we can do it, anybody can do it. So we realized that that was the way. We figured it would be easy. Okay, our first deal, we met a guy at a group like this, and he had a property, he had 2 properties in Indiana, and they were, I believe, $35,000 each, including rehab and everything. And he said, hey, $35,000 is going to cash flow, I don't know what it was, what he said, $300 a month, and we're like, this is a good start. And we had some rental property in California that was breaking even, but it appreciated a lot. That was my first house I ever bought. And I think he was being foreclosed on. Eventually, I don't know if he ever got foreclosed on. We paid cash for the properties. He, 5 months later, still had done nothing to the properties because we, of course, paid him everything up front. Figured, of course, he's going to fix them. I mean, why wouldn't we? Just, you know, I would fix them for somebody if they gave me the money, so why wouldn't this guy? Well, he didn't. And my husband kind of started driving over there, seeing what he was doing, followed him around and thought, we can do this. We have engineering backgrounds. We're very systematized people. And so we said, okay, we have this little theory. We get it. This is, you know, everybody buys properties every day all over the world. We'll just figure out how it's done and we'll make it better. So we tested our theory. Within 6 months, we were buying 15 properties a month. In, again, with never having bought anything other than my primary residence in California. So we did that, and we built the systems. We built from absolute beginning to looking at a property to actually selling that property, finding buyers, all the way from what we call pipeline all the way through to closed. So we developed this kind of software. We actually had it developed offshore because, again, I had my IT background and I was still doing consulting in IT, and Alan had quit his job and was doing this. And we built this because I knew I was living in Chicago. We were living in Chicago at the time, and it was freezing, and I am absolutely a California girl. I love California. I love hot weather, and I couldn't take it. So we said, well, we want to move back to California, but that might not really be the way we do this. How are we going to develop something that we can track how all of our properties are doing? Because obviously buying 15 properties a month, it's hard to keep track of. The documentation on that, and at the end of the year, your taxes, getting all of that information together, and even just knowing how to manage our cash flow. How many properties are we buying next week? How many are we fixing this week? How many rehabbers do we have to pay? When are they going to get their money? Did they actually perform? Yada, yada, yada. So we developed this software program all online. We own properties in 6 different states, and we said this is the way to do it. Before pictures, after pictures, during pictures, all of our closing statements, tax documents. We had our office manager upload everything so we could view it online, and I could view it anywhere. We go home to Ireland. I have a stepson there, a little 9-year-old. Do you think my husband's accent is bad? I can't understand him half the time. So it's great. We can go home to Ireland for 2 weeks. We're going home for Christmas for 2 weeks, and we know exactly what is going on in our company. We're able to have calls. You know, it saves us so much time, decreases our risk. I was on, we're selling a property, a 5-unit in Illinois right now, and I was on the phone with the banker, and he says, do you have a survey on this property? I said, absolutely. Okay. I log in to MyPropFolio, send it over to him. And I'm still on the phone with him. He goes, oh, I just got that email. This is the survey. How did you do that? And I said, oh, it's this neat little thing called MyPropFolio. He's like, wow, do you happen to have the old appraisal on it too? And this banker did the appraisal for us. I was able to come up with the appraisal before he was. So it's pretty nice. Our accountant gets all of, you know, we just are able to, at the end of the year, say, here are all of the HUDs, go to town, do our taxes. It's wonderful. So we've developed the systems. That's where we are now. And I'm very technical, can't you tell? Yeah, pretty much. Okay, so we figured that in every deal, these are the steps. You have to find the property. So somebody needs to find out whether it's a good deal, look at comparables, look at how much cash flow, if it's a cash flow deal, is it a good deal or not? Then you need to buy the property. So are you going to get prom note money, hard money lending? Are you going to get financing for the deal? Every house, you got to do that. Then you may have to fix the property. If your exit strategy is to sell it short-term or long-term, you may need to fix the property, you may not. Then you need to find buyers if you're selling the property. So again, this is every single step along the way. Now, if you're a beginning investor, you might forget something, right? You might forget that you didn't check the utilities, or you didn't check the roof, or you didn't analyze certain things. So what this does is this makes sure every single step is done. So to start with your pipeline, and we developed this, we released last month, but we've had beta users for about 4 months. We call them our dummy testers, and if my grandmother was still alive, she would be one of them, but my mom is a good alternative, and people that really don't know how to use computers, because again, in real estate, technology isn't always the top of the list of a lot of real estate investors. So we made this as easy as possible. We start with the pipeline. Here you get to see all the properties that are in your pipeline. What properties, I can go in and I can be on the conference call with my, we have teams in Indiana and Louisiana, or where our real active investments are. I can have a call with them and say, okay, 2626 Estella Drive, what's going on with that? 4072 Delaware, are we going to buy that or are we not going to buy that? So the details. This is everything, and this is what's great for beginning investors. We have talked, we had about 40 different users go through this and absolutely tear it apart. Did we miss anything? Did we cover everything? What do you like? What do you not like? What do you want changed? So property information, we have owner information. Are they being foreclosed on? Have they gotten notice? Does the owner live in the property? Is it a rental property? Is the property rented? Et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Is the, how many bedrooms, how many baths, square footage. Basically, we tried to cover everything, tried to think of everything in the US market. We also now are speaking internationally to start getting international as well. So you can see also financing. This is where you can plug in all your numbers for financing if you're going to finance it, if it is being financed. Rehab work you get to do. The great thing is, how many of you have rehab properties before and you think it's going to cost $10,000 and then in the end it cost $20,000? And did you know that? Or is it just kind of a ballpark? Yes, it is. But do you know which ones you did right and which ones you didn't? This is a very good tool for me to say that we thought it was going to cost 10, but it cost 20. Why is that? Yep.
I want to know if this every year will increase the age. For instance, the air conditioner. Say you put one in 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. Does it automatically?
Every property is tied to a date. So it wouldn't. So yeah, now the air conditioning. I don't. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. But that is a great little note. Yep. See, this is great. Look, this is like beta testing. Free. Thank you. That is an excellent idea. Okay, so also this great thing, attachments. You can attach anything. You can attach pictures, before, after pictures, and we'll get into it. Those stay with you throughout the whole way. They never go away. You get to see your before pictures. You have your closing statements that you initially bought the property, everything.